short commercial break. We are still talking about the education. We are still talking about teachers. What should be in the docket? What should be in the box to the teachers, and especially the teachers in the making? Here with me, I still have teachers in the making. I told you I have, from the extreme side, I have Gavis Abrila. He's a finalist. He's basically majoring in English and literature. Next to him is Ian. Ian is majoring in geography and ICT. He's also a teacher in the making. Next to Ian is Mr. Alod. Alod is also a teacher in the making of geography and history. So we're basically digging into the lives of teachers. How will our lives be? I'm also a teacher in the making, English and literature. How will our lives be when we get into the classes and the teaching environment as whole? Let me come to Ian. Ian, what is the pride of teachers? What should teachers be proud of under the fact that you've told us we are living in the curriculum that was actually designed by the people we don't know? After all, we are living and we are doing courses that are expired. We don't know how we shall be, handled in the next, 10 or 30 years to come.
Yeah, thank you very much. The unfortunate part is that people still think that miracles took in Jesus' time, but miracles still happen. Now in this country where the government thinks people still do things just because of will, where there is no money, nothing is done. Things have changed from doing things of will and helping, things of monetary. There is a way the government looks at people and says, there is a president who even addresses teachers and doctors and I also laugh at myself. He tells you money is not there, be patient as you're working, we shall work upon it. The moment MPs raise their voices and say, we want 30 million, in a week we have already passed the budget. We ask ourselves where do they get that money to pass the budget and buy arms and so on. So there is a way miracles happen in this system, though they are not notified, you can't know them. The fortunate part of teachers is that they are so hopeful. I've never teach who is hopeless like me. For my hopeless, I'm a teacher, but I'm hopeless.
In the more problems.
Yes, more problems are coming. Many teachers are hopeful that in the future they have a brighter future. Yes, they are so hopeful. That's the fortunate part of it. However, when you see, when you have high hopes, time comes and then you lose the hopes. I agree that when nature dictates, the other thing happens. So we still think if teachers, this system remains, like if nothing changes. Because people, someone who teaches at military school gets his full millions, that's his son's teacher. He has his best car, he has a kid, he's studying at H10. The other sister is studying in Harvard, the other one is in Cambridge, has no issues with the payment. But me who is still at campus, I already see how people are lamenting about the payments. How these guys graduated of recent and someone went to standard school in town, they gave him 200 to go and teach history. 200K. And you think there's no problem. The problem came when the government privatized education. It's what I was telling you of recent, what Mingo did. How can the minister come out and say that the tuition, every university should determine its tuition? The minister university can wake up one day and say, you guys, you pay 10 million. The money you work for 20 years if you don't get it. So, because people who are in the system, they are the beneficiaries of what, for us, me, Pato, and Davis, and we are not benefiting anything from education. The Muyungos who have set a high school and Victoria University, the Janet Kata has, they're the ones getting from the education system. That's the unfortunate part of it. Teachers who put in money, who put in time to go and study 12 course units, they don't get anything from there. But Kataham 7 who finished senior 4 and put some flowers in Ntungam, got married to the president, is the one milking money from teachers. Because there is no way you can pass a budget of the army greater than that one of teachers. There is no war. In Uganda, we don't have any war. There is no war in Uganda. You can't go to Russia and shop tanks when teachers are not paid for 4 months. And they tell us to take us, as a priority. It's the question. It's the point I was telling you that teachers are doing this job because they're hopeless. But someone who has something to do apart from teaching, you can't go for teaching. If I get a job which can give me 10k a day, I would not offer teaching. I would not do it because I'm going to work for the whole month. They give me 200k every day I eat. I have to dress smartly. I'd rather go for bricklaying. The whole day they give me 10k. I go home and sleep. I eat 5k, I save 5k. But at school I won't save it. Why? I rent an expensive house. I have to put on a nice shoe because if a kid sees me putting on a teapot, will say, ah, she's putting on a teapot. What's happening? I don't know if you get my point. So the whole problem rotates on the system. In this world, if the system is a failed one, then even the people in the system who are working towards the system also become failed. It's the only reason I can give in this perspective.
Rotating still onto the system. And back to the question that I had asked you. Science teachers are now privileged to be paid more salary than the arts teachers. Do you think the science teachers are actually putting much energy into what they are doing better than the arts teachers, as they are all in the same field of education? Why do you think there should be a gap between the two, sectors, between the arts sector and the science sector?
A gap should not be there because there is no scientist who can go and design a code. They are all putting on codes. Who can design it? Someone who did art is the one who designed that code. There is no gap that should be there. These people are equally important. If you're doing biology, chemistry, and I'm doing art and doing your coding, we are all equally important. You're teaching people to go and treat others. I'm also teaching people to make you the attire will be putting on in the hospital. Get my point? So the gap that is there is bringing the problem. If I was doing history and geography, you tell me you go and teach for 800 and someone is going to be paid 400 because he's teaching biology chemistry. The reason they are saying it for them they are few. Yes, they are few. But of course, in human nature, always have that in mind that people will always take the cheapest option. Someone cannot run for biology chemistry when there is Runyankore. Of course, the majority will take Runyankore, which is what? Which is simple. And then there's no way you can dictate it out that people who took Runyankore because it is simple and what is not important, like biology chemistry, and you put that trend to 4 million. Someone is getting 800, the other one 4 million. At least put a range to privilege the other one that he studied a lot of books. He did biology chemistry, yes, he studied A-level, he suffered. For my did Runyankore, he never suffered. He woke up for winter many times, he extended and so on. He put a lot of efforts because things are hard. But they just don't put it in mind that if we bring him to Runyankore, he can also extend and fail Runyankore. People have different capabilities. Get my point? So in this case, that privilege can be there. We are not saying the world people should be equal or what, but the privilege should not be in extremes. This thing they did was to show art teachers that for you are not needed anyway. You rather go for goat wiring or tea picking or bricklaying, like other activities. You're not needed anyway. And by the way, let me tell you, if art teachers say we are no longer teaching, we don't want arts here, Seven would be happy. He would just tell you, you go and rear pigs, as always says. You go and rear pigs. That's what he would say. So that gap brings a lot of problems. Ian who's teaching geography, I want to go to class and teach the same way the guy who's getting 4 million teaches. I will just enter and tell you, Canadian employees. I see your faces, I start telling you the stories. In the primary for us, we would move on food. We would take some little food. We would take potatoes for teachers. For you now, we don't take them. I move on to the class. The other guy was 4 million. He's pushing for something. He has already got his 4 million. His kid is at 10. For me, my kid is at home. Has no school fees. He's at 10. He has his car. He has his money. He will enter, start equations. He will start from A up to Z. He will calculate every equation of every preparation in chemistry. Just because he has that figure. The salary is there. But for me, Ian, I'm in class. I'm saying geography. If I teach them geography for 2 hours, my kids will not eat lunch. Therefore, I must deduct the lesson, 30 minutes, I run and go and do bricklaying. You get my point? These students will never pass the same way. The art students will always fail. I told you just wait for this time when the results are out, NABE and USCE. You will see a very big difference. People will pass sciences more than arts. because us teachers are not teaching.
Coming to Gavis, still on the same issue, salary of science teachers and arts teachers. You are a teacher of English and literature. Do you think you're doing something better than a biology teacher that they're doing? Do you think what biology teachers are doing is better than what you, a teacher of English, you're doing? Because I think no doctor can go in a hospital without writing English. Why should there be a gap in the salary between arts teachers and science teachers?
I think there is what they call specialization in business and any other sector. So someone who teaches fine art and has a bachelor, and that is a scientist who has who has biology, chemistry, whichever, teaching that subject, that means that he failed fine art, or that doesn't mean that he failed fine art. He made a choice. And even when you take him to do that fine art, he cannot do it. And so I don't think that for him he's of a privilege, he's of a higher status. I don't think. I don't say that I'm jealous of paying the science teachers 4M over or what. It is actually little. It is actually little. For me, I champion that every teacher should get a payment that is even above 20M. Because a teacher is trying to uplift a child from nothing to someone. I have never seen a shop where you can go and buy wisdom. Even if you have money, wisdom is gotten from the teachers. No shop you cannot buy wisdom anywhere. But a child goes to school when she knows nothing or when he knows nothing, is completely blind. A teacher opens the gates of this child. Like, and now let alone you starve the teacher. Teachers are being starved. They eat bad food there in schools. They feed on posho every day. Unlike Obote, who used to give them yellow corn, fish, what? Life was easy for the teachers. But now, teachers, the students, the education sector, they are paralyzed and they are malnourished. So when I try to talk about the teachers, for me, I feel pain. I didn't just go to the education sector that I was looking for. I was going there to make an impact on someone's life. That was my goal. But I want to appeal to the teachers. But when they are teachers and they just look at the divisions that is among them, they should not take that serious. One, the children are innocent. For this war that is between the teachers, the children are the ones who suffer. That means what I'm trying to bring out is that the next generation of teachers will be the poorest teachers. They will know nothing. This is the new curriculum, first of all, is good. I will not say it is bad, but it has come in a long time, a long period when the teachers are in pieces. And now they are like learners on their own, hands-on. You see, the other kind of drilling is no longer there. A teacher comes, introduces a chapter, goes away, go and make a research. The children in high school, seniors whom they are teaching, they are not used to this system. These children in primary, they are being drilled. They are being drilled, they are being drilled, they have been fed, they have been given anything, and now in high school, on your own. What are they going to do in the future? They are just going to pray around, and at the end of the day, they want 80%. Even if they have 20% in all the activities of integration, by the end, the 80% will be hard for them to raise. And now what I'm suspicious of, the government will say if you don't have this average or 3 point something, you're not going for A level. Why do you think it has implemented woodwork? Why do you think it has implemented the plumbing and the other activities, making pavers, making bricks, making what? They want those students by the end of senior 4 If you have not raised 2.6 or 7 or 3 point something, don't join A level. Go and do those activities, the other rest of the activities, join vocational schools, join what those things. And this is going to affect the what?
But I think that is they are doing that one just because they want. Maybe those people can't afford school fees, they can get into their fields. You know, I think that's the reason.
No way! But they will have learned nothing and forgotten
Everyone
everything.
has a supplement.
Another thing. So when I was coming to campus, they told me, instead of going to campus, go for plumbing. Now I checked in my contact list, the guys I finished doing elephant barrage. 20% of them have gone for plumbing. So I assumed myself putting a shop of plumbing on High Street, we find ourselves 20 people. How many people do have plumbed houses? How many? So these things, it's just homework. Something is coming things. You can start the tailoring, okay, the whole percentage of Kaya University, 4,000 students, then they go start the tailoring. So you will tailor, you'll be tailoring for the whole world. It's the only question that we always ask ourselves. Not everyone should go for woodwork. Not everyone should go for plumbing. Not everyone should go for hairdressing and so on. Like how he's doing these things. He wants people to have practicals. But then practicals, there will also be men and people have market for it. Because if you're doing bricklaying, I'm also doing this one and the other one. There is competition.
That's a supplement. Coming back to you, Gabis, do you finally say that there should be a gap between the payments of science teachers and arts teachers?
First of all, when we go to class, when it is a double, that takes almost 45 minutes. I don't think mine will reduce to 15 or 10 minutes. You see, we have the same, I think here at campus we have the same thing. If I pay 800 as tuition, the other one pays 800. Now what is this discrimination for? We need a real payment. No class divisions, teachers are equal, they give the same information. I have not seen actually a mathematics teacher advising the students to calculate in local language or in their own language. It's English. So we need the other. We need the other. Without the other, the schools cannot run.
A science teacher.
Because at that time when the teachers demonstrated the arts, the schools were closed. Why? That means that they are also of a great importance in schools. And first of all, we got the same shops. It's not that the other shop is for the science teacher, the other shop is for the science teachers. By the way, in some well-to-do schools, like Italian schools, they have even welfare for the teachers. When a teacher comes to school, he is at the beginning of the term, is given like 3M for his welfare, family welfare to take the children, not counted on his salary. You see, and you think that this teacher is going to produce the same products like a certain village school is going to do? No way. You see. And they don't say that this is a science teacher should be given 3M and this is artist. No, they give if the 3M to take their children to school, to shop for their children, and they take them in good schools. You see. So they want to make a teacher very comfortable in those very schools. Be comfortable. Don't think about the families. Don't feel the family. Go to class and teach the children. That's why those children in very poor schools will remain poor. They will not be products of the products that the actual teachers should produce. That is the difference. But if the teachers were advised in these local schools, the children will be superiors, the children in those village schools, they are genius, but because the teachers are brutalized, because the teachers are in a miserable state, they are not going to produce the same quality of those better schools.
What Mr. Gavi says is the teacher, all the teachers need each other. A science teacher needs an arts teacher, and an arts teacher as well needs a science teacher. As Harold wants to complement and actually supplement, my producer says we should go for a short commercial break. When we return, we shall go for our last discussion after you supplement. Thank you.